why is it useful to explore material recyclability and biodegradability in a completely digital environment? Where have companies failed and where have they succeeded? So, the virtual twin approach is essential to explore these materials, mainly because of three factors. One is cost, time, and waste. Okay, so let's start with the material selection of these. In the digital environment, researchers and engineers they can explore a wide range of materials when it comes to recyclability and biodegradability. Um, and they have so many options to choose, as well as they need to kind of make sure that they are done in a cost-effective manner and it doesn't kind of take too much time. So the millions of computations that needs to be done in terms of the material options out there, you could kind of narrow it down with the virtual twin to a set number of possible candidates. This kind of reduces the time that you need to do actual lab testing. So that definitely, kind of saves you a lot of time, cost, and waste. So not only is these materials that needs to be considered in terms of their chemical composition, but you need to kind of make sure that they don't interact with the ultimate customer in terms of the usage. They don't actually interact with other products as well. So these are complex scenarios that needs elaborate physical testing if you follow down that path. But in the virtual twin, you can avoid a lot of unnecessary experimentation and come and arrive at, as I said, 10 candidates or so and so forth. The second one is the simulation of the usage of these products. So it can be the most biodegradable material, but let's say it doesn't perform for a furniture. This actually requires a lot of physical testing. So that means most of the furniture kind of goes through 10,000 iterations of physical loading in order to kind of figure out the usability of that material. Those, if you actually perform those on the virtual twin, and if you do those simulations on the virtual twin, you can arrive at the answers much quickly, and then you don't actually have a lot of waste, which actually happens when you do physical testing. The simulation of the production of these materials. So most of these new materials that needs to go through a manufacturing process, and you need to make sure that your current facility is well equipped to handle these materials. So you cannot shut down production in order to test these. So the best option would be to kind of create the virtual twin of the production of these products and kind of implementing or kind of testing it in the virtual twin environment with these new materials which you are coming out with. And then the last important point is, in order to kind of make sure that you are looking at it in a very holistic way, you need to implement the LCA process along with that, mainly so that you can have a view at how the footprint would be in terms of logistics, production, usage, etc., so that you don't miss the big picture. And that actually can be only done in a completely digital environment. I have a cautionary note on this as well, because even though we are not at a stage where we can completely eliminate physical testing because of regulations which are at play, we can definitely kind of reduce the amount of time, the cost involved in all those testings, as well as the waste involved. So it's definitely a venue that needs to be looked into when it comes to especially in terms of recyclability and biodegradability. Where have companies failed? Most of the failures which you see nowadays are related to lack of collaboration with ecosystem. So companies might have the best biodegradable or recyclable product, but they have not done enough research, or they have not collaborated with their facilities which are taking these products into account. Like, for example, if you have an MRF which is not going to be processing the recycled materials, you end up having those products in the landfill and not completing that circular journey. So, and sometimes it can be the customer. The customer is not well educated on how to kind of process the product once after use. So the lack of communication or the education of the customer can influence that. So, and also the demographics, maybe it might be the right product, but it's not suitable for that particular demographic. So a lot of the failures you see is mainly because they haven't looked at it in a holistic way and have not engaged the whole ecosystem while introducing the products. And here is one essential that the brands actually kind of work even with their competitors in order to kind of establish those channels. Where have they succeeded? There is a lot of success stories which you can see. There are a ton of information regarding a product when you buy nowadays. You have the exact footprint, exactly where it's being sourced. So these are all successful mainly because the acceleration the companies have achieved in order to bring these products to market, and that is definitely done using or implementing the digital twin of the product.